Number 333, Miss Enigma. Number 525, Nurse You Bet It Hurts. Number 53, D-Day Doll. Number 57, Bisco Fever. Number 7, Hannah Schmastana. Number 71, Mercury. Number 87, Assault in Progress. Number 97, Terminator. And number 99, Penelope Plague. Welcome, Billy. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm good. Can I hear myself? Not really. Okay. And first whistle is gone, and we are underway. This is the first of the knockout games. That is Penelope Plague, who is through first and picks up lead jammer for Cheyenne Capital All-Stars.
She made a quick work of that pack, already back around in a scoring pass, and as the Omaha wall sets up to hold her back, hopefully.
So that was a girl just about to hit the back of the pack to start her scoring pass, but Penelope Plague saw her go in, called the jam, so 4 points up on the board for Cheyenne. Okay, and just to let you guys at home know, we don't have a camera on the back of the pack at the moment, so we can't always tell who's on the jam line first up. So we'll do it as soon as we can as the jammers come through.
Yes, we are actually facing the pivot line, so we can see all the front line action. It looks like Her Majesty, number 27, donning the star for the ladies in orange. If you're just joining us, Cheyenne is in orange, Omaha in black. Or very dark gray anyways, we're gonna call it black. And it is 7-7-7. That is Rady Ruck. Out first, lead jammer goes to Omaha.
And it did take her almost 30 seconds to come through and pick up lead there. That was some heavy defensive work by Cheyenne.
Yeah, kudos to both walls there. Her Majesty also out.
And we're about to get underway in track.
I have nothing. Talking, testing. 1, 2. Bear the with it. There we go.
Okay, so we are having a small amount of technical problems, which is why we sound quite so confused at the moment. We're not able to hear each other. Well, we weren't able to hear each other. It all seems to be sorted out now.
I'm blaming it on the coffee.
Oh,
the lack
excellent,
thereof.
yeah. That's probably what it is. I think possibly the mixing desk might have had a decided lack of coffee as well this morning.
Jam 3 is back underway. It looks like we have a number 32. That is Amelia Earhart jamming for Omaha, and she actually gets out first. She's lead jammer Omaha.
And that's Hooked on Onyx, who is jamming for Cheyenne.
23 and 32, that's a palindrome for our jammers there. Amelia back in the pack on a scoring pass. Runs up against a 2-wall there formed up by Cheyenne.
Oh, a big hit to the inside. That was a forearm call. Was that call on the jammer? No.
I couldn't
No,
tell.
no.
Nope, that was a blocker.
It was on a blocker. So out first, but not lead due to a no pass, no point. Amelia Earhart has 4 points. And Onyx also through the pack. It doesn't look like we have any lead jammer actually.
Yes, yeah, we do.
Oh, no, we do. Sorry, I beg your pardon.
Was lead. I think our jam ref had stopped pointing at her for a second there. 4 more points put up there for Amelia, so Omaha strikes again. A total of 8-0 on that frame. Omaha leading 10-4 as we are about to get ready to go into jam number 4. So Billy, Cheyenne coming out of this weekend so far with 2 wins. A win over Salisbury on Friday, a win over Green Mountain, but 1 loss to Northwest Arkansas yesterday.
That is correct, and they had quite a strong game. It was very entertaining to watch. The winner of this game will go on to play who's playing on track 2. I'll tell you about that in a moment.
That is number 30, Skateaway Faye, donning the star for Omaha, and she is out. She is lead jammer for Omaha.
And that is Penelope Plague, who's back on the jam line for Cheyenne. She got out first in the first jam and put their 4 points up on the board. So nobody making any great headway at the moment. Penelope Plague is still to clear the pack on her initial pass.
Yeah, she had one more to beat. She does. She's out of her initial. She'll be on a scoring pass if she gets back to the pack.
So skate away Faye, taking instruction from her bench, calls the jam, holds Cheyenne to no points, and picks up 4 for herself while she's at it. So that now takes Omaha to 14 points. We have 5 minutes elapsed in this game, and this is an extremely low-scoring game so far. 14 to Omaha, only 4 to Cheyenne, and 4 jams in.
Her Majesty going to be doing the jammer dance on the line for Cheyenne, and I'll get you the Omaha as soon as I can see her number. Second time out for Her Majesty.
So 3-wall in the front there for Omaha. They do have a blocker in the box at the moment.
That is 777 Lady Ruck jamming for Omaha. Also her second time out.
She is really putting the pressure on the Cheyenne blockers there. She's forcing them forward. She's really quite a powerful jammer to be able to complete that much pushing. But Her Majesty is through the pack on the outside. Omaha's blocker going to the box, making it very difficult for them to hold back Her Majesty. She is out and lead for Cheyenne Capitals.
And that's the first lead for Cheyenne in the last 3 jams.
Brady Rook still on her initial pass, being held back by the Capdol blockers. They have a full complement of 4 on track at the moment, and nobody is going anywhere right now.
They do. Sharon Misery in the box, just released actually from the box for Omaha, so she will be joining her team to help bolster their defense. Meanwhile, 5 more points put up by Her Majesty for Cheyenne.
Brady Rook taking a knock to the infield, and she is down and has to recycle back behind the Cheyenne blockers. Her Majesty taking a knock to the outfield, decides to call the jam rather than go back and recycle another time. So that's 3 points on the board in this pass. She had picked up all 5 points in her previous scoring pass. That's 8 points on the board for Cheyenne, and that takes them back to within 2 points of Omaha. We're having a team timeout being called at the moment. It's actually an official review, so hopefully somebody will come and talk to us about what's happening.
That's a pretty quick official review. They don't always happen this early on, but something must have happened.
Yeah.
For those of you that might be new to roller derby, official reviews are kind of like the NFL here in America with the challenges. The coach can challenge something that happened in the previous jam only. And if, of course, if they win the challenge, then they withhold their official review for that period. But if they lose it, they lose their official review and they can't review anything for the rest of that period. They get 1 each period.
That's true. Okay, so what's happening on track today? We have we are through the pool phases basically in this tournament. So Mayday Mayhem is a knockout tournament. The teams played within their pools. Each pool was 4 teams, so there were 16 teams in total. And the top 2 seeds from each pool went ahead to compete in the knockout stages of the tournament. So whoever loses this game, they will be knocked out. They will not play again. Whoever wins this game will go on to play in the quarterfinals. We have Omaha Cheyenne. Omaha were top of Pool 1. They came first. They took 3 wins, didn't they?
They did. Oh, yeah. They beat Leeds, Ithaca, and ICT between Friday and Saturday.
That's correct. And Cheyenne, they were in Pool 4. They came second in Pool 4. So the first seed in Pool 1 plays the second seed in Pool 4. And then on the other track, a little bit later on, we have Northwest Arkansas, who came first in Pool 4, playing the second seed in Pool 2. That was Leeds Roller Dolls, Rebel Roses. And there is, on the other track at the moment, Paradise City are playing Winnipeg. And whoever wins that game will go on to play the winner of this game. Bard, have you got any interesting information for us?
I do. Purple Rain, one of our refs, gave us the information. Orange was looking for a cut track on the black jammer. However, not enough information. No call stands. They lose their official review.
It's a little bit early in the half to be losing that official review. That's unfortunate.
It is. Yes, indeed.
We have Hooked on Onyx jamming for Cheyenne Capital Stars, and she is through the pack and picks up lead jammer status for Cheyenne.
That's 32. Amelia Earhart donning the star for Omaha, also out of the pack on a scoring pass.
Hooked on Onyx has a clear lead. She's got about a half a track ahead of ahead of Amelia Earhart.
Pack speeds up.
Omaha getting to the front there, controlling the speed of the pack. And Onyx taking a knock to the outside as she was coming around that turn. Just waiting to see what the jam ref's going to hold up in terms of points. Don't know if she got, oh yeah, 3, there we go.
3 more
so
points.
Onyx picks up 3 more points, and we have had a lead change first of the game. Cheyenne now go into the lead with 15 points, Omaha on 14, and we have 22 seconds left in this first period.
So far, Billy, a very close game, both in lead call statuses and points.
Yeah, that's one of the great things about having a knockout tournament is that the teams that tend to go through to the next level tend to be quite closely matched. That's really makes for a very entertaining roller derby.
That's 616, Meg Skeeto, her debut out, and she managed to get lead on her debut.
She's up against Penelope Plague of Cheyenne Capitals. And Penelope Plague has just cleared the pack on her initial pass.
But she's actually called on a forearm, so Penelope Plague visiting the penalty box for 30 seconds and a power jam to Meg Skeeto.
Let's see if Omaha can put up a little bit of a comfortable cushion of points for themselves between their score and Cheyenne. So 5 points on that pass. The jam ref corrected himself as he was coming around that turn. He put up 4 initially.
Yeah, he may not have realized that the other jammer was in the box just yet, but he corrected himself. Meg Skeeto there with a slight buffer on the inside line. She was stayed in, getting knocked about quite a bit there, but that's turn number 24, Rockscar. Called on the clockwise block, though, however, so Cheyenne down 1 blocker in the pack.
So another 5-point grand slam for Meg Skeeto. Penelope Plague was out of the box, but still had to complete her initial pass, so wasn't eligible to score at that point. But the jam was called anyway. Omaha putting up 10 points on the board in that last jam. So that takes them to 24 points, Cheyenne on 15. We have 20 minutes left to play in the first period. And this is going to be a really exciting day of derby. It's so many exciting games to play. We have the top 2 teams playing from each bracket, each pool rather, coming in. Her Majesty gets through on the inside, picks up lead jammer for Cheyenne Capitals. Rady Ruck still in the pack on her initial pass, but just as I say that, she dances around her own blockers on the inside line, keeps nicely in play, and gets through the pack on her initial pass.
Her Majesty in the pack, knocked to the inside. Being cycled back, Rady Ruck coming in fast and hot, forcing a call off by Her Majesty, but not before she can score 3 more points for Cheyenne. So Cheyenne inching up on that 24 to 18 lead that Omaha has at the moment.
So not a huge amount of a lead. It's not a massively comfortable lead at this stage. 6 points between the 2 teams. That's
not yet, but I suspect we're going to see this throughout the game.
I imagine we probably are.
Probably throughout the day, as you say. Yeah. A lot of these teams are coming in here well matched.
Yeah, indeed. So however they might have started out, they're evenly enough matched coming into the knockout part of the bracket. So that makes it really exciting to watch.
Yes, indeed. Hooked on Onyx, 123, jamming for Cheyenne. Getting knocked to the outside hard and cycled all the way back behind the jammer line.
And she is up against Amelia Earhart. Seems to have a little bit of difficulty getting through.
Out of play is called up front, and hooked on Onyx is lead jammer for Cheyenne.
Amelia Earhart has 1 blocker left to beat at the front of the pack, and she is now through the pack on her initial pass, and she is in a power jam.
Yes, and hooked on Onyx, they're being sent to the box for an illegal procedure. I'm not quite sure what the call was. However, you are right, power jam to Omaha.
I believe that's Her Majesty. No, you're right, it is hooked on Onyx. Sorry, I'm getting confused with myself. You know what, I have not had enough coffee yet this morning. Hopefully I'll wake up a little bit as we go through the game.
Yeah, take a sip if you like there, because that is Amelia Earhart out there with 5 more points for Omaha. And she's back in the pack already in a scoring pass with 3 to beat up there. Cheyenne's wall spreading thin. They have a full force out there. Omaha down 1 in the pack as hooked on Onyx. Back in the pack. And she will pick up where she left off before she went to the penalty. And another 5-point grand slam for Omaha. So Omaha striking out their lead just a slight bit more.
So at the moment in this jam, we have 5 points each. Penalty's been called there. I'm not sure who the call was for. Hooked on Onyx gets around the pack on the inside, picks up 4 points, and it is a power jam. Amelia Earhart going to take her seat in the penalty box. It means that Cheyenne will be starting the next jam in a power jam situation, and they will have a full 30-second power jam unless their own jammer picks up penalty. So we're having a bit of a team timeout now called by Omaha. They're having a little check-in to see what's happening. And we're standing at the moment 11 points separating the two teams after the last jam. Omaha are on 34 points, Cheyenne on 23, and we have 16.5 minutes left to play in this first half. So quite a low-scoring half, quite a defensive game so far. Nobody's making any massively clear headway.
Not really. I mean, it's looking pretty easy looking at the stats. Cheyenne with 5 lead calls, Omaha with 4. Points relatively even throughout. A couple jammer penalties. We have 1 penalty now on the Omaha jammer, so 1 jammer penalty each. So again, I would say almost dead even on stats.
You know, on paper, this would not have looked as though it was going to be an even matchup. I mean, we expected it to be relatively even from what we've seen from both teams throughout this tournament. Cheyenne have won 2, Omaha have won 3. But the WUFT rankings for the teams are quite disparate. Currently, Omaha, coming into the tournament, we're standing on 69 points, place number 69 rather, and Cheyenne were at 121.
And it sounds like a pretty long spread there, but in the scheme of things, in the overall WFTDA rankings, it's still pretty tight when you think about, you know, the whole ranking system.
Yeah.
How many teams there are out there?
Yeah, indeed. It's always quite interesting for teams coming across from Europe, from other parts of the world, playing American teams for the first time. Penelope Plague on the jam line for Cheyenne, and she gets through that pack relatively easily. There are only 2 blockers on track for Omaha at the moment, so Penelope Plague really has a chance to do some serious damage to the scoreline while this power jam is going ahead.
And Amelia Earhart starting in the box there. She is standing though, so she's got less than 10 seconds. She'll be back out. She'll be on an initial pass when she comes out though. And Penelope putting 5 more big ones up for Cheyenne.
Amelia Earhart being sprung from the box, engaging with the pack now on her initial pass.
Daisy
Penelope
Jukes.
Plague on her second scoring pass at the moment.
Daisy Jukes from Cheyenne in the box, so Cheyenne down 1 blocker in the pack. Amelia Earhart out of her initial pass. She'll be on a scoring pass.
I believe Penelope Plague has 1 blocker left to get her full 4 points on this pass. And now she takes instruction from the bench. She's not going to go after that last point.
5 more put up there by Cheyenne, unanswered by Omaha. So Cheyenne wins that frame at 10-0, 33-34. Billy, we have a 1-point game.
We have a 1-point game.
I like 1-point games.
I know none of you are drinking this early in the morning, but, you know, be prepared for a lead change is all I'm saying.
But hey, if you are, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Indeed. It's 5 o'clock. Actually, it's 4:30. No, 3:30 in the UK at the moment.
Oh, there you go.
That's close enough
That's
for
close
a Sunday.
enough, right?
Yeah, for a Sunday. So that's Skateaway Faye who's jamming for Omaha at the moment.
Her Majesty picking up a penalty early on there, visiting the penalty box. So Skateaway Faye not only lead jammer, but a power jam.
And Skateaway Faye coming back around for her second pass. They do have a slight pack advantage at the moment. Omaha have 4 blockers on track to Cheyenne's 3.
Big hit there by Daisy Jukes. Skateaway Faye brushing it off though. 1 more to beat up front, get out of her scoring pass.
Skateaway Faye putting the pressure on there, stretching that pack out so that she has only 1 blocker to beat.
Terminator back in the pack, so full complement of blockers on each side as Her Majesty also back on the track, still on her initial pass.
Skateaway Faye on her second scoring pass at the moment.
Multiplayer block called on 626, that is Hip E Chick, so Omaha will be down 1 blocker in the pack as the pack moves around to turn number 4.
Oh, and just as we were talking about that, Her Majesty was coming through. She did take a slight knock to the infield. You could see that quite clearly on the screen. She did cut the track. She's gone back to the box. And again, just as the jam was ending, So she's going to be in the box for a full 30 seconds.
And we have Rady Ruck, Donnie the Star for the ladies in black. If you're just joining us, once again, Cheyenne in orange, Omaha in the black. Game 1 of day 3 of the 6th annual Mayday Mayhem tournament here on track 1. That's a lot of numbers.
It is all about numbers. And while we're having an official timeout, it's a good opportunity to tell you about what's happening in House of Skate. House of Skate are at the venue. And we'll tell you all about that in a moment, because we're about to get back into the action.
Once again, Rady Ruck on the line for Omaha. Her Majesty in the box, picking up a penalty early on last jam.
Rady Ruck putting the pressure on at the front. Really having trouble dealing with that too well. That's really tight defensive work there from Cheyenne.
Yeah.
Rady Ruck does get through the pack. It takes her 20 seconds to do so, 15.
So, yeah,
really.
kudos to Cheyenne's defense for holding up that power jam as best as they could.
Cheyenne's defense has been a thorn in the side of many games this tournament so far. And it doesn't look like anything's changing. So that was quite a good penalty kill there.
It was.
From Cheyenne. Rady Ruck is back out on the track and approaching the pack for her initial pass. Rady Ruck is through on her first scoring pass, picks up all 5 points for that.
Her Majesty with a little bit of the mohawk, getting around that last blocker, but Omaha's waterfall back out, giving one more last-ditch effort there, but Her Majesty out of her initial pass.
Rady Ruck just coming through the pack on her second scoring pass, and she has picked up all 5 points.
Good track awareness, knowing where the other jammer is, getting through, getting the points, calling it off, and holding Cheyenne scoreless on that pass.
Absolutely.
So yes, houseofskate.net, by the way, they are over in the corner on turn 3. Houseofskate.net has everything you can possibly want or need for roller derby, roller skating, skateboarding action. They even print t-shirts and caps. Check them out, houseofskate.net. Come skate our house.
It's a shame that they don't do coffee.
They'll label your cup, though, probably. So I am not seeing the numbers on the Omaha jammer just yet.
It lost a girl who's jamming for Omaha. And
That's
squeezing through that pack. That was, nice work. She has been called penalty.
Blocking with the head.
Blocking with the head. That's unfortunate. Nobody likes to get those penalties.
No, not at all. Lead still available.
Hooked on Onyx. Stretching the Omaha defense out. She manages to stay in bounds. A really nice little piece of footwork there. I'm not sure if you could see that on the camera. But she is out and has lead jammer for Cheyenne. And Omaha sending another blocker to the box now.
It's a 3 on 3 on pack, yeah.
Onyx pushing and pushing is another penalty. Is that a pack destruction call?
Yeah, on Valentine, I do believe that was. Failure to reform, I think.
Yeah.
It might have been destruction. I know it was out of play.
Onyx is through and has 5 points. We've had a star pass. No, a star stash.
Star stash that helps her get through. Star stash becoming quite the strategy these days in roller derby. Helps create some confusion in the pack. Onyx through again, decides to call it off. However, called on a late track cut call there right at the end. I don't know if I haven't seen any points put up just yet. She got a 4.
So Blastigirl being held to 0 points on that last pass.
So it looks like Rady Ruck out there will be in what we affectionately call a power start, where one jammer's in the box, the other jammer starts all by her lonesome. 3 on 2 pack advantage to Cheyenne. Let's see if they can actually hold her back long enough to get their jammer out.
That's Amelia Earhart.
That's Amelia Earhart. Sorry.
Who's jamming there for Omaha. And she does manage to get around the blockers. Picks up lead jammer. And coming around for the scoring pass. She's telling her team to get to the front. She's choosing to deal with those blockers all by herself. The Cheyenne blockers having to drop back to bridge. Omaha blockers having to keep up with the pack to avoid any pack destruction calls. And Amelia is through and picks up all 5 points on that pass.
And meanwhile, Onyx out of the box, back in the pack on her initial pass.
Coming around the inside, Amelia Earhart on her second scoring pass. Getting absolutely nowhere at the moment. Oh, that was nice. She just danced around the inside line.
Hooked on Onyx, picking up yet another penalty. That was a forearm call on her.
So Amelia coming around again for a third scoring pass at this time. Unopposed on track. She is the only jammer we have going on. Takes instruction from her bench to call a jam.
KY knocking her out there at the end, but putting up 4 more points for Omaha.
Onyx jam refs now signaling no points on that last pass. There was a no pass, no point. So another power start.
Yes, and Onyx will be out there for her third time around, even though they're sitting in the box. Still tiring for the jammer to be out there 3 times in a row.
Yeah. So currently at the moment we have Cheyenne standing on 42 points, Omaha on 67. 25 points separating the two teams at this stage in the game. 8.5 minutes left in period 1. And that was a nice work. That was Meg Skeeto. She is through the pack and has lead jammer status for Omaha. Coming around on her first scoring pass. Those are some cracking leg warmers.
Indeed they are. Think they make her faster?
I imagine they probably would, although they're not very aerodynamic.
No, not really.
Hooked on Onyx out of the box and engaging with the back on her initial pass. And we've got a real scrum happening on track. Packs are very, very tight together. There's very little daylight between them. And very hard for anybody to make any progress. Okay, so we're getting some penalties called. That might thin the pack out a little bit. Might
Daisy Jukes.
free one of the jammers. And another multiplayer block being called there on the Omaha blocker.
So 1-on-1 in the box, 3-on-3 in the pack.
And neither jammer has their pivot on track at the moment, so there's no opportunity for a star pass. They are having difficulty getting through those packs, but one of the tactics that's been used quite effectively by some of the teams this weekend has been the star pass. It's been quite a solid feature in some of the games.
Absolutely, and a little unfortunate there for Onyx coming in for her third time in a row due to penalties. Could have passed it off, kind of giving a fresh start to the jam. However, that opportunity was not afforded, and the jam was called off. 4 more points up there for Omaha, unanswered by Cheyenne.
Cheyenne on 42 points at the moment, Omaha on 71, and we have 7 minutes left in this first half. This is the first knockout round of this tournament, so whoever loses this game, that will be the end of Mayday Mayhem for them. Whoever wins will go on to play the winner of the game that's happening on the other track at the moment. That's Paradise City versus Winnipeg. Penelope Plager being taken all the way back. That's just off your screens. You can't quite see that. But now we have a tit for tat going on there. Amelia Earhart being dragged all the way back by Cheyenne's defense. And that allows Penelope Plager to get out of the pack first. Picks up lead jammer status for Cheyenne Capitals. This might be what they need to give them a little bit of a boost after those jammer penalties that have absolutely hammered them in the last few jams.
Yeah, they definitely need that momentum. Amelia Earhart also out and a scoring pass into the pack. I do believe she got some points there. She did.
So 2-on-2, that was a wipe. No change to
Actually 3 for Cheyenne. I saw the thumb as he came around.
I see. It's hard to tell sometimes, especially when you're perpendicular to the ref's hand.
Yep, and the back wall out there is the same color as his hand.
They should have thought about that when they were designing this place, really.
But for roller derby, yes.
Feedback for the venue.
Next jam is underway. And that is Her Majesty jamming for Cheyenne, number 27. And you blasted girl there, donning the star for Omaha.
Oh, we blasted girl there, signaling a high block with her hands, but the referee disagrees, thinks it was a clean hit. Oh my
Her Majesty
goodness.
called on a cut track, however, another power jam for Omaha. So jammer penalties plaguing Cheyenne quite a bit here, Billy.
That could see them really suffering in terms of points. We have 5 minutes left to play in this half. And an entire other half to play. So 30 points at the moment, 28 points separating the two teams now. That's going to change as the Blaster Girl is engaging on her first scoring pass.
Big hit there by Smashed Hannah, knocking to the inside, cycling her back to the apex between turn 1 and 2.
There's still plenty of time for Cheyenne to recover, come back from this. That was a massive hit there from Hannah Smashed Hannah. Sent it, Blastigirl absolutely flying, knocked the legs out from under her completely.
Hannah Montana, integral in Cheyenne's defense today. 4 points scored there by Omaha. No pass, no penalty. That's why she didn't get the 5th point for the jammer in the box.
I see.
Her Majesty back out, though. She's in the pack. Still on her initial pass. She has stashed the star, hopefully to either pass or cause some confusion.
It looks like we've had a clean star pass.
Oh, actually, it was not clean. Unless she must have stepped out of bounds, I think, Billy, there. So that penalty does go to her, and she will still be sitting as the jammer, Her Majesty. So power jam once again.
That is absolutely the last thing Cheyenne needs at the moment. Omaha have called jam. 4 points on that last pass for Omaha.
So that's 5 jammer penalties in the last 7 jams for Cheyenne. Definitely plaguing them this first half.
Quite a few of those have been Her Majesty. She's picked up a chunk of those.
Yeah, those the 2 right there.
Yeah.
And the other one, well, it was actually 123. It was Onyx, I think.
Oh yeah, it was Onyx.
Picked up the 2 forearms. Forearms being called a little bit tighter in today's roller derby. The jammers are allowed to get a little bit more armsy, but they can't assist themselves in their forward direction.
Yeah, I found that was a bit of a problem from my home league yesterday when they were playing. There were quite a lot of forearms being called.
It's Rady Ruck out there, donning the star for Omaha. She's got one more to beat to get lead. She does. Lead jammer Omaha.
So pretty good defense there by Cheyenne. They managed to hold her back for almost 20 seconds.
Yeah, great effort there. 4 on 4 in the pack. Her Majesty standing and released from the box. She is indeed, I think, on her initial pass.
She will be.
Rady Ruck, however, out, putting a whole fistful of points up there. 5 more points for Omaha.
We've had another successful star pass there for Cheyenne. That is Terminator, who has the jammer star. Oh, and Terminator hitting the pack almost got points. She's a little bit slow to get up. I hope she's okay.
A little shaken up there, but she's back on her feet.
She is back on her feet. So she is on her first scoring pass at the moment. And she is through and has 5 points.
She was holding her nose there. I think she was checking if she was bleeding. She wasn't sure. Well, you got to give it to these girls. I don't know. I know you don't play. I don't play. I've skated for a long time, but there's one thing I don't want to do, and that's be hit by some of these girls.
You're not wrong. I tend to avoid that by not skating. It works for me. I've not been hit recently.
Jam almost underway again. 4 on 2 pack advantage to Cheyenne.
A bit of a chance now for Cheyenne to make up that points deficit. They're currently sitting on 42 points behind Omaha. Omaha on 91, Cheyenne on 49. And it is Onyx who gets through the pack first and picks up lead jammer status for Cheyenne.
Good momentum that they need for Cheyenne's game.
Amelia Earhart is just through the pack on her initial pass. She's cleared those Cheyenne blockers. Onyx has certainly had at least one of those points, which means that she's got the most points for whoever's in the box.
That is correct. Yes, so she gets all 4 and calls it off, strategically holding Omaha to 0. However, Amelia Earhart picking up a back block there at the end of that jam. So will be a power start for Cheyenne as we move into jam number 20.
I imagine this is probably going to be the last jam of the half. There's just over a minute left on the period clock at the moment.
Probably a good assumption, unless somebody calls a timeout there at the very end. Right now, with just under a minute left again, 91 Omaha, 54 Cheyenne. Interesting start, a pivot line start there by the entire pack.
Oh, and that was some really nice play there by Cheyenne blockers. They got Penelope Plague out on her initial pass inside of maybe 5 seconds tops. That was a really, really nice play. Penelope Plague here now with 1 blocker left to beat on her initial scoring pass.
And she does.
There she goes. She's through and picks up all 5 points.
Amelia Earhart standing in the box, so she has less than 10 seconds. Actually, she's just now released, so she'll be back in the pack. Also on a, no, she'll be on a initial pass.
On her initial pass, yeah. Penelope Plague her pushing at that Omaha defense. They're having to drop blockers back to bridge for her.
KY called there on a clockwise block. You can skate in the opposite direction, but you cannot engage while you're doing it. She did. She's going to pick up the penalty.
Penelope Plague still pushing against that Omaha defense. Oh, and there's another track cut penalty being assessed to Amelia Earhart.
So a little table turning there. Some penalties plaguing the Omaha Jammers now.
We're going to have a switcheroo in the jammer box. It looks like Penelope Plague picked up and cut track herself. So she's going to be sprung. She's going to spring Amelia Earhart from the penalty box. Amelia has served only a few seconds of her penalty, so Penelope Plager will serve the same number of seconds as that's served by Amelia Earhart, and I believe it was about 12 seconds in that.
Yes,
So
and we are going to give it the full 2 minutes, though, because we did lose lead on that last penalty there.
Penelope Plague has had a scoring pass so far. She's put 5 points up on the board for Cheyenne.
And she's back in the pack to do it again.
There she goes. That was some really nice play there. She's using all of her agility to get through that pack.
Amelia Earhart also out, putting all 5 points up again for her, and a fistful for Penelope again, answered 5-5. Apex jumped there by Amelia, but I don't think, nope, she didn't stick any more points there.
She didn't quite land it right, Bard. She just took it to the infield, didn't quite make it through.
Okay, so at our halftime, 96-64 Omaha in the lead.
And I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity to nip next door and see what's happening on the other track.
Yes,
as
please
discussed,
do. I'm gonna get some penalty information. I've got most of them here. I want to make sure that we don't have anybody else. I've got most of the jammer penalties, so I'm gonna see what we're looking at. Get you folks all informed as we get into the second half, which will be starting here in just under 9 minutes. So grab a drink, grab some food, but grab your seat, and we'll be right back.
I don't know what happened last night.
both looking to stay in the race here. This is a knockout tournament. So the loser of this game today will be done in Mayday Mayhem. The winner will go on to the next bracket. Keep on. Huh?
I'm going to go ahead and shorten you off for a second. Just say you'll be right back.
Okay, we will be right back as we're working on some technical stuff. Thanks.
Bring both levels straight to the U.
To the U. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, once again, folks, thank you for the patience there while we worked through some our audio technical problems there. Hopefully you can hear us well now. We can hear each other very well now. So what did you find out from the other side there, Billy?
So what I found out from the other side is that Paradise City are winning their game at the moment. They're in halftime as well. They're currently on 85 points. So Winnipeg Royal Derby League are on 48 points. Paradise tipped to potentially come head-to-head in the tournament, I think.
Yeah, taking it all, and interestingly enough, too, I think with their rankings coming in, I think they're looking to also push into a D2 status within with the rankings too.
Yeah, it's entirely possible that they will, and they've pretty much cleaned up here on track at Mayday Mayhem. So I think it looks like at this stage, unless there's a major upset, it looks as though Omaha will be going through to play Paradise in the next round. And the next round technically would be quarterfinals. The winner of that goes on to semi-finals, and the winner of that goes on to the final game today. So there's going to be a lot of quality roller derby today.
Absolutely. Going into the second half, Cheyenne looking at some penalty issues here. Onyx with 3. She is a jammer. Daisy Jukes with 4. KY with 3. Her Majesty with 4. Also another jammer in Bisco with 4. And I remember from yesterday, Bisco was in some foul trouble too, so a very aggressive player. Cheyenne, I know Cheyenne's coach was talking to them about let's stay out of the penalty box. Probably a good plan for going into the second half for them, especially with the jammers. They were down -4 in power jams, so Omaha definitely taking advantage of that. Omaha, nobody really in huge trouble, only 626, that's Hippie Chick with 4, and 3 other people with 3. So no real trouble on their side, but going in the second half, we'll see how fatigue and other things play into it.
Cheyenne
but
making all the noise on their bench at the moment as they're just about to get back out on track. So that's Penelope Plague, who's lining up with the Jammer Star for Cheyenne Capitals.
yeah, I can't see the jammer for Omaha, but we will see her as soon as she comes around or turns around.
Yeah.
Full complement of skaters on both sides, so 5-on-5 roller derby action as we start this first jam of the second half. You know how many wheels that is on the floor? That's 80,
Thank you for
roughly.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a surprise maths question. I wasn't
Sorry.
quite prepared for that.
Too early for that.
I think that's Amelia Earhart. Just waiting for her to come by so that we can confirm that for you. And Penelope Plague gets lead.
Yeah, good job
Straight
there.
on turn one, picks up lead. Jammer Status for
Not just picking up lead, but doing it while mohawking.
Yeah.
And that was Rady Ruck, by the way, donning the star for Omaha. Out of her initial, about a half track back behind Penelope.
Penelope just engaging with the pack now on her first going pass. Her pack is at the back, so she's going to try and make her way through. Takes a knock to the outfield. Anyway, takes a knock, hits the ground, calls the jam.
From
3
the
points.
Superman prone position, even. And scoring 4 points to boot.
So Cheyenne Capitals coming into this half on a deficit. They are going to be doing absolutely everything in their power to narrow that gap as far as they can. Because, of course, we're not just playing for today's tournament as well. We're also taking into consideration all these games are sanctioned. And this is going to affect the WFTDA rankings as well. Cheyenne coming in quite a bit lower than Omaha. They're still going to come away with a reasonable boost to their rankings, I think, from this tournament anyway.
Oh, yeah, doing a commendable job overall the entire weekend. Her Majesty, number 24, donning the star for Cheyenne. She's got one more to beat up front there, and she does. She gets lead. Good turn of the table momentum there for Her Majesty. Played with a few penalties.
She's not just got lead, she is now in a power jam situation. That was Amelia Earhart picking up a penalty, being sent to the box for that. I didn't see the ref signal.
I think it was cut track.
I think it possibly was. I mean, that's your major kind of jam penalty, isn't it? Cut tracks and backlocks.
Usually, yeah. Although I've seen some peculiar penalties yesterday by jammers, multiplayer blocks and blocking out of bounds that you don't normally see from them. So Her Majesty out again, another fistful of 5 points for Cheyenne. So Cheyenne striking back second half. They must have that Vince Lombardi pep talk during the half. You might not know who that is.
I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
American football coach, legendary.
Okay, Her Majesty taking a knock to the outfield there. Calls the jam just as Amelia Earhart was coming back onto track. She picks up 3 points. I believe Amelia had completed her initial pass before she went to the penalty box, so she would have been eligible to score.
Yes, so Cheyenne wins that frame 8-0, so 75-96, pulling closer to Omaha's lead.
21 points separating the two teams at this stage. We still have 27.5 minutes left in this game. And it's going to be a very full day of roller derby for these girls.
Hippie check providing some offense there for the Omaha Jammer. And Omaha Jammer is 6-1-6. That is Meg Skeeto out lead.
Hooked on Onyx coming through on turn 2. She manages to clear the pack on her initial pass.
Meg Skeeto back in the pack to pass. Onyx, not quite even a half a track back. Going to put some pressure on Meg. Meg getting through, knocked it inside, calling it off, but not before she can score. Let's see how many she got. Looks like 3. 4.
No, 4 going up, but Hooked on Onyx managed to pick up a point as well, so a net gain of 3. Omaha now on 100 points.
Century mark. Exactly. We'll see that very much.
That looks quite funny on the monitor. It looks like it says 1,000.
1,000 Maha.
The last O is really fat. Maha is my partner's name actually. Maha El Nasser plays for Leeds Royal.
Oh, really?
56 for Leeds. Maybe that's how many points she's going to score today.
1,000 or 100, yeah. Hey, that's Rady Ruck, donning the star for Omaha. She is out first. She is in command with lead status.
Penelope Plague passing the Jammer Star now to Daisy Duke. We have had the handoff. Daisy Duke going straight down the middle of that pack. She's not really gaining any ground at the moment.
Multiplayer block calls on one of the Omaha blockers.
To make it a little bit easier for Daisy Dukes to get out, she has cleared the pack on her initial pass, and Omaha called it jam.
4 more points there for Omaha, though. So a total of 4-0 on that one. 104-76 currently with about 25 minutes left in the second period of the first game on track 1 of the 6th annual. Yeah,
Yeah,
y'all
all
got
that
it.
jazz, all that jazz.
Folks at home are saying, oh, that's enough. I don't have enough coffee yet.
Okay, well, if you can't quite figure out the maths, if you haven't had enough coffee for that, there's 28 points separating the two teams with 25 minutes left in the game.
There you go. Her Majesty donning the star for the ladies in orange. That's Cheyenne. Once again, Omaha in black.
Her Majesty through the pack on turn 2, picks up lead demonstrators for Cheyenne Capitals.
So Her Majesty playing a little more solid, a little cleaner than the second in the second half than the first. Amelia Earhart out of her initial pass on a scoring when she gets back around. Pack in between turns 3 and 4. Out of play called up in front. Her Majesty calling it off. Let's see how many she scored.
Not quite quick enough.
Looks like top or bottom are jammer ref there conferring with an OPR.
It looks like there was a high block being called on Her Majesty.
On somebody. Her Majesty did not report, so either way, she did score 4 points.
She did, okay. And 2 for Omaha on that pass as well.
Oh, our next jam is underway. I think that's Meg Skeeto. Not sure. Can't see from here. Nope. I take that back. That's Skateaway Faye jamming for Omaha.
I think it's only her second jamming Skateaway Faye.
Yeah.
She's been in the pack.
Third jam, actually. She did 2 in the first half.
Hooked on Onyx with 1 blocker left to beat. She is through first and picks up lead jammer status for Cheyenne Capitals.
Skateaway Faye with 1 more beat out in front. She does, however, she picks up a blocking with the head there towards the end of her initial pass. So she'll be visiting our houseofskate.net penalty box, offering Onyx a 30-second power jam. Onyx with a pirouette there to stay in bounds after a hit from Onelia.
I'm not quite sure you could see that on your screens there because of the position of the scoreboard, but that was some absolutely beautiful footwork there from Onyx. Picks up all 5 points and is coming back around to have a few more. Sure, why not?
Soul Crusher back out of the box, joining her team there for Omaha. So 4 and 3 pack advantage right now to Omaha as Onyx has 1 more to beat out there in front on her scoring pass. And she does with 2 more spins, a pirouette, a twist, and 5 more points.
So all we're missing now is jazz hands.
Yeah,
really.
right.
She does that when she comes back through.
Skateaway Faye now back into the pack. Still on her scoring. No, still on an initial pass, excuse me. She picked up a penalty there towards the end of her initial, not quite completing it. Onyx knocked to the inside, cycled back behind turn number 3.
Skateaway Faye still in the middle of that pack for Cheyenne.
Bodies hitting the floor all over, no calls, everything was clean apparently.
Skateaway Faye still struggling a little bit. I'm not sure if I might throw some offense into that mix to try and get her out.
No
Either
pass.
way, there was a no pass, no point being signaled there for Skateaway Faye. 3 points on that pass for Onyx.
Total of 13-0, so Cheyenne running that frame up rather well, bringing their score a lot closer to Omaha, 106-93, with about 21 minutes left in the second half.
So only 13 points between the two teams at this moment. That has made Cheyenne serious contenders to win this game and go through to play whoever wins on track number 2.
Jam is underway. We'll get you jammer numbers here. That is Penelope Plague on the orange side. And I think that is, yes, that is Rady Ruck. However, Rady Ruck called on a track cut, so she'll be visiting a box. Offering a power jam and lead status available still.
So Cheyenne suffering from jammer penalties quite a lot in the first period of this game. It looks as though Omaha is starting to suffer the same fate in this second half.
Yes, indeed.
Penelope Plague trying to juke her way through.
Yeah, if Omaha doesn't clean things up a little bit, that could jeopardize their lead that they have. Cheyenne already infringing upon it here slightly.
And
Penelope out first, lead.
that took almost a minute for her to get through on that pass.
Yeah, she came out holding her shoulder. She was being knocked about there quite a bit, feeling it, I'm sure. I was feeling it just watching it.
Yeah, I tell you, I have so many metaphysical bruises.
Big hit by O'Nelia, knocking Penelope out, calling it off though, but she did manage to score 4 more points for the Cheyenne Capitals.
So we're inching ever closer to Omaha's 106 points. It's 97 to 106. That's a 9-point difference. And we have 20 minutes left to play. If Cheyenne can keep their jammers out of the penalty box and keep up the momentum that they have going on at the moment, then they could really take this.
I think that is Elastigirl jamming for Omaha. Judging by our jammer refs are giving up the numbers there.
Yeah, that's convenient if they could do that all the time. That's Her Majesty with the jammer star for Cheyenne Capitals.
And it is Elastigirl out first for Omaha. So Omaha getting that lead that they desperately needed.
They're doing their best to try and reverse the momentum that Cheyenne Capitals have had. And off screen there, I know you couldn't quite see it because it was off camera. Her Majesty picked up another jammer penalty and she is off back to the box. That was a track cut and she will be sitting out half a minute.
Yeah, that is like, do you believe that's her 3rd track cut call of the game, Billy? So, and also that is her 5th penalty of the game. So Her Majesty in a little bit of trouble. Probably needs to tighten it up a little bit, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Elastigirl, meanwhile, gets through and picks up all 5 points on her first scoring pass. Her blockers come forward to try and give her a little bit of offense there because Her Majesty is standing in the penalty box, so that indicates she has fewer than 10 seconds left to serve. And here she goes. She's been released. She's back on track. Elastigirl. Oh, no, she gets through the pack, but she picks up a jammer penalty herself. She picks up a cutting track penalty. So we've had a reversal of fate. Her Majesty is now out and scoring, and Elastigirl is sitting in the penalty box and will serve a full 30 seconds because Her Majesty was already out before she went in.
And we lost lead, so a full 2-minute jam here, but we have about 30 seconds left in the jam. Her Majesty now on a scoring pass, got knocked to the inside, but she's now back in and out. Never mind, she's not on a scoring pass. That was still her initial, so kudos to the Omaha defense for holding her back that long, Billy.
Yeah, that was pretty good skills there. Elastigirl has been released from the penalty box, so she is on a scoring pass. She will be coming back around and trying to pick up points.
Her Majesty back on a scoring pass now. However, a huge 3-wall there led by Southern Discomfort, holding her back, only keeping her down to 2 points. Elastigirl, meanwhile, putting all 5 points up on her pass. So 10-2 in that frame for Omaha, 116.99. About 17 and a half minutes left in our second period here. If you're just joining us, once again, we have Cheyenne Capitals taking on Omaha. Cheyenne in the orange, Omaha in the black.
And if you are just joining us again, this is the knockout part of the tournament. So this tournament it goes to a final. There is a championship prize. The men's teams and the women's teams will be competing for the belt. And the winner of this game will go forward to play the winner of the game that's happening on track 2 rather, at the moment. That is either going to be Paradise or Winnipeg, and they will go through to what we would potentially call the quarterfinals. The winner of that will progress to the semi-finals. The winner of that will progress to the finals. And that is how a knockout tournament works. So absolutely beautiful sweep around on the inside there.
Amelia Earhart out lead jammer for Omaha, and Daisy Jukes on her debut as starting with the star. She's got it past her before, but now she's starting but picks up a forearm on her debut, so she'll be sitting in the penalty box.
I imagine that Cheyenne are going to have to shake up their jammer rotation because of the jammer penalties that have been plaguing them so far.
Yes, indeed. Once again, facing a little bit of penalty trouble there for the ladies in orange. Amelia Earhart finds a hole on the inside, out for a whole bunch of points. That's 5 of them at least.
So Omaha getting a little bit of a more comfortable cushion between them and Cheyenne at the moment. 10 points so far in this jam, and Amelia Earhart is coming back around for a third. Daisy Jukes is out of the penalty box now. She is approaching the back of the pack.
A 3-wall of Cheyenne led by Terminator up there, doing a very good job of holding Amelia back, not allowing her to score. And Amelia, knocked outside there by D-Day Dow. Gonna be cycled back. She says, nope, I'm done with this, calling it off.
Daisy Jukes is back in the penalty box.
Oh, I didn't even see what she got.
I didn't see
Wasn't
what
sure.
she got. I just saw her. I saw her on the monitor skating towards the box. I didn't see what the ref call was.
All right, so that's 2 in the same jam for Daisy Jukes on her debut as a jammer. Unfortunately, going to be starting in the box. This next one offering up what we call a power start for Omaha.
And that was a significant jam for Omaha. 15 points scored in the last jam, and that's taken their lead back to 42 points. So they now have a little bit of breathing room.
About halfway through our second half. And that is Rady Ruck jamming for Omaha, however, picking up a forearm. So she does not able to take advantage of the power start opportunity. So Daisy Jukes will come out of the box and will be lead eligible. 4-on-3 pack advantage goes to Omaha as Daisy Jukes is released.
All Daisy has to do is to get through cleanly. Anna Smashtana going forward there to do a little bit of offense for her.
Ooh,
Gets
big
her
hit there
down
by
low.
7. Number 750, that's Southern Discomfort. She's been causing discomfort on the jammers for Cheyenne all day.
She sure has. And Daisy Jukes is your lead jammer.
Rady Ruck out of the box, however, she'll be picking up back on her initial pass. Daisy Jukes on a scoring pass now.
Anna Smashtana recycling Rady Ruck all the way back. And making it quite tough, but Rady Ruck is through the pack on her initial pass. Daisy Jukes calls the jam. 2 points on that pass for Daisy Jukes and Cheyenne Capitals. So at 30 points now separating the two teams. Still very much achievable for Cheyenne at this stage. But I think we are going to see possibly some foul outs that could seriously impact things in the next 13 and a half minutes. That's what we have left on the clock. So Cheyenne on 101, Omaha on 131. And again, if you're joining us a little bit late, we apologize for not being able to bring you who the jammers are at the start of every jam because we can't see them.
Not until they come around, or turn around. And that is 616, though, jamming for the Omaha Meg Skeeto.
And somebody's lost a toe stop. That was what the referee was bending down to pick up just now. Not sure who it was that's lost their stop.
They'll find out as soon as they try to stop.
One of the Bisman guys in one of the other games lost his toe stop in one of the previous jams. And I understand from what the skaters are saying that this floor is particularly slick.
Very slick,
So
yes.
the loss of a toe stop could seriously impact your performance on track.
Definitely your stopping power for sure. Hooked on Onyx, downing the star for Cheyenne. Both jammers still looking for that opportunity to gain lead. We're almost a full minute into the jam and no lead status just yet. Track cut called on. Looks like, yep, Hooked on Onyx called on a track cut. Unfortunately, not going to be able to pick up lead, and that lead goes to number 616. That's Meg Skeeto for Omaha. Power jam opportunity for at least 30 seconds for Omaha as well.
And 45 seconds left in the jam, so that power jam will take them all the way up.
Yeah, unfortunate turn of events for Cheyenne here. They were doing rather well when they came into this, but 1, 2, 3, 4 jammer penalties in the last 3 jams, definitely plaguing them. Not a lot of stopping that momentum that they had.
So 4 points going up on the board for Omaha. That takes them up to 135. We have Cheyenne on 101. So a 34-point gap at this stage in the game and 11 and a half minutes left in this period.
I do believe that is Amelia Earhart, if I read the jammer ref's hand signals correctly there. But we'll clarify that. Once again, Hooked on Onyx carries through because she's starting in the box. Power start for Omaha. And yes, that is number 32, Amelia Earhart. And Amelia out first. Lead jammer Omaha as Onyx is released. Decides to stash the star to help herself get through. Very well done. She gets through out of her initial pass, about a lap back from the pack. Amelia back into the pack on a scoring pass now. She gets through, calls it off before Onyx can reach the pack. Did she get all 4? Let's see. No points for Onyx, obviously, and all 5, actually, for Omaha.
So I'm just having a look at the schedule for later on today. This game is what we would consider B1. The winner of this game will go on and play in bracket B9. B9 will be happening at 3 o'clock.
Yes, and our next game here on track 1 at 9:30 is Oklahoma taking on Sin City, the fabulous Sin City. And we are back underway as Elastigirl out first takes lead status for Omaha. She's jamming up against Penelope Plague. Elastigirl through the pack. She made it through the pack like I made it through high school, Billy, untouched. Puts up 5 more points, and she's back in the pack to do it again relatively easily. Another grand slam for Omaha. Penelope looking to get out of her initial, and she squeezes by on the outside. She does.
That was a nice play from Penelope. She just went low and completely avoided that block. Some jammers are pushy, some are jukey. I think Penelope Plague is dodgy.
She is
Not
dodgy.
in the British sense of the word.
Yeah, exactly. I knew what you meant.
Well, she might be. I don't know her. She
Well,
might be
not
dodgy.
personally.
I'm not 100% sure. Okay.
Interesting fact that you brought that up too, because today's roller derby, today's walls, that evolving, that circulating 3-wall or a 4-wall, the old style push you jammers aren't as successful against those walls anymore. So they're having to reevaluate their styles.
The whirling tornado of doom.
I haven't heard it called that yet, but that, you know what? That's very accurate.
It might be the coffee deprivation that's making me say stuff.
So Rady Ruck called on a back block early on there. Power jam and lead available to Her Majesty Cheyenne.
Her Majesty opting for a passive offense. She is all on her own up the front of that pack like a Japanese schoolboy.
Yes, definitely.
And side serves through the inside line, picks up lead jammer status. It took her a good 25 seconds to get out of that pack. Omaha really doing their best to shut her down, and they slowed her down quite considerably.
And
but
they
she
did,
is
but
now
kudos to her because she had no offensive help there. I think Cheyenne now setting up as Rady Ruck is released from the box, so they're preparing for her.
might be a little bit dangerous to expect Her Majesty to do all that offense by herself. But she has had quite a few jamming penalties herself. And there we go, that's another one. She's picked up a track cut.
That's
so
her
we've got
6th.
Switcheroo in the penalty box. Rady Ruck was back on track, so already back on track. That will be a full 30 seconds served by Her Majesty. There's still a minute left to play in this jam, and it will be a full 2-minute jam. So it will go the full 53 seconds now we have left.
Yes, indeed.
Rady Ruck.
Another plaguing jammer penalty for Cheyenne, and again, that is Her Majesty's 6th. So with just under 8 minutes left, a call by the coach. Do we play her? Do we hold her back? Do we let her out there fall out? You know, those kind of things. She is a jammer, and she's a good jammer for Cheyenne.
Rady Ruck is now on her 2nd scoring pass. She picked up a grand slam in the 1st scoring pass. Her Majesty is just about to be released from the penalty box. As you can see, Rady Ruck manages to squeak by, picks up all 5 points. Daisy Jukes doing a good job of holding her back.
Vicious hit there by Her Majesty. She put number 750, that Southern Discomfort, down for some discomfort of her own.
And that I would say turnabout is fair play in that front. Like Southern Discomfort has been a significant thorn in the side of the Cheyenne Jammers.
You know what they say about karma? Can't say it here, but you know, yeah. All right, so one more point there at the end by Her Majesty for Cheyenne, a total of 14-5. So Omaha really running that jam. 106-104 in favor of Omaha with just under 7 minutes left in the 2nd period.
So Cheyenne really, not really realistic to imagine that they would be able to come back from this points deficit. So it looks as though Cheyenne's tournament will be over. I have to say, given the physicality of what's been happening on track, I think they might be a little bit relieved that they can just take their kit off.
Yeah, it shows, you know, this is the 3rd day into the tournament. I'm sure all these teams are experiencing some fatigue, tired, soreness. I know I would be at this point. And that can definitely take its toll in the games in this 3rd day. Amelia Earhart, number 32, downing the star for Omaha. And she's up against Onyx. They're 123 for Cheyenne. The pack in between turns 1 and 2, kind of stagnant. Both jammers still looking for that lead.
Omaha Blummer blocker going to the penalty box now might leave a little bit more space for Onyx to get through, and she is through and has lead jammer status for Cheyenne.
Amelia Earhart also out, though, on her initial pass. About a quarter lap behind Onyx, so going to put some pressure on Onyx. Onyx is going to have to try to get through, get some points, call it off. She does a mohawk on the outside, calls it off.
There's something on track. Oh, yeah, it's been picked up. That's okay.
Onyx, however, not quite quick enough. Amelia is still scoring 2. Answering Onyx's 4 points there for Cheyenne.
So with just over 5 minutes left in the period, Omaha are on 166, Cheyenne on 110. That's a 56-point deficit with 5 minutes left to play.
Elastigirl donning the pivot this time around. She does a little bit of both. She's a blocker, a pivot, a jammer. She's all 3 in 1. One little package.
Triple threat. Her Majesty is back on track and jamming for Cheyenne.
Skateaway Faye, however, jamming for Omaha. Out quick. Quick work of that pack. She is lead jammer for Omaha.
I lied to you, Bard. It's Penelope Plague.
Is it Penelope? Yes, it is.
Penelope Plague.
Oh, Penelope finds what you were talking about. She hits the ice patch on the floor there.
Yep, she took that turn on her belly. And we have a timeout being called by Cheyenne.
Probably a good move. Stop some momentum that Omaha is picking up. Kind of regroup on Cheyenne's part. Cheyenne being plagued by jammer penalties. Penalties all the way around. One jammer with 6 now. Daisy Jukes with 4 or 5. So
I was somewhat confused earlier when I was explaining the tournament structure. This is the quarterfinal.
it is, okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is the quarterfinal. The teams will go on from this game to play in the semi-final. That will take place at 12:30.
At 12:30, okay.
Both semi-finals will happen at the same time. So one will be on track 1, one will be on track 2. And then the winners from that will go on to play in the final, and that will be at 6 o'clock.
Okay. Yeah, so 12:30 on track 1, Ithaca versus Undead Betties, and 12:30 on track 2, Junction City against Green Mountain.
So B9 will be back here on track 1 again, so they'll be coming back to track 1 to play off against presumably Paradise City, but I haven't had a chance to check on the scores at the moment, so I can't confirm that that's the case. That is Terminator with the jammer star for Cheyenne.
Yeah, I do believe that is our first time seeing Terminator out starting as the jammer for Cheyenne, so her debut.
She did quite a lot of jamming in yesterday's games that Cheyenne played,
Yes,
but she's been the pivot quite a lot in this game, but she has not yet been the jammer.
and she is out first, however, not your lead jammer.
Rady Ruck gets through the pack, picks up 4 points, and calls a jam. So Rady Ruck had lead. She was on her scoring pass when she came on that last time.
Quick, clean jam that time, called off very quickly.
It's hooked on Onyx, going to the jam line for Cheyenne.
And there's Amelia Earhart, donning the star for Omaha. Full 5-on-5 derby action. And just as I say that, somebody called on a multiplayer block. And it is Amelia Earhart, out first, lead jammer for Omaha.
Onyx close behind her, both jammers now coming to the pack. And both packs with 3-on-3.
Amelia hit to the outside, cycled all the way back to the straightaway in the back stretch there. Meanwhile, Onyx
Just tripped up a little bit coming past that last blocker. She is through.
3 points only, though.
No pass, no point being indicated by the jam ref there, so 3 for her.
4 more points for Amelia, though, in Omaha, stretching out their lead, 178-113, with just about 2.5 minutes left in our second period. Billy, the score not really depicting the action in this game.
It doesn't feel like it, no. Obviously, jammer penalties have been a significant problem for Cheyenne. I mean, earlier on, they were a problem for Omaha as well. There were quite a few jammer penalties picked up earlier in the game, but Omaha have managed to clean their game up a little bit. Cheyenne, not so much. They've got quite a few players sitting on quite a few penalties, so that's not going to help at this stage.
11 penalties on Cheyenne's jammers alone.
That's a lot.
But, you know, 8 for Omaha, too, so not that far stretched for Cheyenne. However, one of them is sitting at, actually two of them, number 27, Her Majesty, and number 20, Daisy Jukes, both have 6.
Right.
But only 2 minutes left, so not too detrimental. They've stayed clean in this last 8 or 9 minutes of the game.
Being a 65-point gap between the two teams with just 2.5 minutes left. Not realistic to expect that Cheyenne are going to be able to pull back a miracle and win this. But they can do as much damage as they possibly can to Omaha's lead.
Right, because in overall WFTDA standings, points and point spread still does take some effect.
Omaha in a little bit of blocker difficulty. Penelope Plague gets through and picks up lead jammer. She was dealing with the only blocker on track who was doing offense, or defense rather, the other jammer, or the other blocker doing offensive maneuvers for her jammer.
Mexico knocked to the outside there, cycled all the way back to turn 1 by Her Majesty. Meanwhile, Penelope out for a fistful of 5 points for Cheyenne.
Mexico still on her initial pass. She's having difficulty with the Cheyenne defense. She has now, she's cleared the pack, but she's picked up a penalty. 5-point grand slam for Penelope Plague, a natural grand slam. And now she is on a power jam situation. So this could be just what Cheyenne need to try and redress some of that balance.
Yeah, kudos to Cheyenne's defense. They're down 53 points, but not giving up. Absolutely holding Mexico back, forcing a cut on her, and just giving it their all in this last minute.
Clockwise block being called on Her Majesty. That's going to be her 7th penalty. Penelope Plague approaching for her 4th scoring pass.
Big hit there by number 38, Crash Heartless. Penelope spring up pretty quickly, though. I know I couldn't get back up that fast.
Meg Skeeto came out with the star in her hand, but she has put it back on. I was wondering whether she was going to either do a star stash or a star pass, but she has done neither of those things. She's put the jammer star back on, and it looks as though she has dropped back to play blocker.
Yeah, they decided to do a little defense there at the end here.
Omaha clearly prioritizing protecting that lead that they have. If they can hold the jammer back, prevent the jam from being called, somebody will have to call a timeout for there to be another jam in this game.
And there it is.
There it goes.
Cheyenne.
So that was a massive jam for Cheyenne. That was 19 points. It's been one of the biggest jams we've seen so far in this game.
Was bringing their lead, actually Omaha's lead down a little bit, 178-133. The period clock shows 16 seconds. However, folks, if we start this next jam, we'll be going to the end of the jam clock or until one of the jammers calls it off.
45 points now separating the two teams. So Cheyenne have done really well to pull that back and narrow the gap between them. But you know what? We still have an awful lot of roller derby to happen here today. So how about we tell you a little bit about House of Skate?
Absolutely, houseofskate.net. Go over there. They are in the corner of turn number 3. Hop over there, see Kiki, see Necro, see Billy. They have everything you could possibly imagine and then some for roller derby and roller skating. And if you're not here today, you can't make it out here, you can visit them at houseofskate.net and get everything that you need. And once again, houseofskate.net, come skate our house.
Okay, so we are heading into what is likely to be the last jam in this game. Just having a slight interruption there for technical difficulties. Terminator taking a big hit to the inside, but she has managed to get lead before she took that knock. So she has been recycled all the way back to the back of the pack, but she is your lead jammer. Oh, and she has been called
On a cut track,
She's been called on a cut track. She is on her way to the penalty box, and
Brady Ruck has free reign on a power jam.
Brady Ruck hasn't cleared the pack on her initial pass yet, so she could technically be called for a lead jammer.
I think actually no, because
oh no, she is on a scoring pass. Okay, so the last jam of this game is going to be a 2-minute jam.
Terminator actually did pick up lead, even though she was knocked to the inside. Her hips were up before she went out, so she had lead, lost lead. So we are going to go to the full 2 minutes of this jam with no lead to call it off. Lady Rock out there pushing up against the formidable 3-wall of Cheyenne, the fourth creating the pack.
Terminator back on track for Cheyenne.
Coming in hot and hard on that Omaha back wall there. Punches through, got one to beat out in front.
Lady Rock is on her fourth scoring pass for Omaha. Oh, and Terminator went down hard. She hit the decks pretty hard. She hit her face.
She did. She lost a toe stop, or somebody lost a toe stop too. And yeah, it was Terminator.
She's taking the star off. I think she's going to try and pass that star, but Daisy Dukes is nowhere near Terminator. She's going to have to drop back if she's going to take the jammer star.
And unfortunately, no ability to call it off here.
Only 14 seconds left on the clock at this stage, though.
Terminator did pass the star over to Daisy Dukes, so a little bit of a fresh start for the jammer for Cheyenne. Terminator definitely feeling that hit.
Oh, and there's another penalty being called there on Daisy Dukes. I think that was probably her seventh as well, but
yes,
it being the end of this game. So another massive jam from Omaha, 19 points on that final jam, and we have unofficial final scores for you. It's 197 to 133.
Billy, I don't think you can ask for any more different types of action in one jam there at that last jam. That was very entertaining at best.
Okay, so I'm going to leave you here for a second, Bart. I'm going to go and have a quick look at the scoreline on the other game.
Okay, absolutely. So, folks, once again, you had just witnessed Cheyenne and Omaha. Omaha overtaking Cheyenne 197 to 133 in the first game of today on track 1. Once again, this is a knockout tournament. So Cheyenne, unfortunately, done with the tournament. Omaha moving into the next bracket there. We don't know who they will be playing just yet, but you will find out a little bit later. We have a lot more roller derby action coming up. Let's see here on track number 1 at 9:30. Oklahoma is taking on Sin City, and over on track 2, Northwest Arkansas will be taking on Leeds. Both of those games at 9:30, and then 11 o'clock. Both tracks have some men's derby. Murda, do you believe, that's working on their championship brackets as well. So Denver will be taking on Bisman here on track 1, and Glenmore Reservoir Dogs taking on Collision here over on track 2 at 11 o'clock. And then at 12:30, tracks 1, Ithaca versus Undead Betties, and on track 2, Junction City versus Green Mountain. So plenty of roller derby action coming up here, and that's just in the first half of today, and then we move into the finals towards the afternoon and evening.
So I have an update for you. I'm panting slightly.
That was pretty darn quick, I have to give you that.
So I believe the final whistle has just gone. I didn't catch the final score on the other track. Paradise City were on 211, and Winnipeg Roller Derby League were on 81.
Okay.
So Paradise take the win. So Winnipeg, their day is over. Their Mayday Mayhem is over. They can kick back.
They can enjoy the rest of the tournament, but actually a good showing by Winnipeg. I witnessed a couple of their games yesterday. Good solid play. You know, a good solid play from all the teams here at Mayday. Cheyenne also done with their tournament, but a great showing by Cheyenne as well too. Some great efforts by all the teams so far.
Okay, so coming up next on this track then, we have Oklahoma Sin City. And coming up on track 2, we will have Northwest Arkansas playing off against Leeds. So I think that's going to be where I'm going to go.
I think I'm going to watch Leeds. I haven't had a chance to watch Leeds yet today. I am off the next game, calling the 11 o'clock on track 2. So Billy, what a pleasure. I know it's our first and last together. So pleasure working with you folks out there. Glad you can join us. This production being brought to you by Square 2 Productions. So glad we can announce this and bring this to you right there in your home. So taking a little break, I'll see you folks in about 10 or 20 minutes.
I've been Billy No Skates.
And I'm Bart Up.
Thank
Good day.
you very much for your time.